You send message after message and all you get back is silence. It starts to feel like you're either spamming people or you're desperate to get hired. The clock is ticking and the money is running out. In this video, my friend, I will go through the 5 differences between how amateurs and experts reach out, and I will share 6 tips so that you can make outreach work for you so you can get clients and work fast. Let's go. Hello my friend, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Adrian Somoza, former lead designer at MediaMonks, and I focus now on helping freelance web designers grow their businesses to 6 figures so they can have financial peace and creative freedom. Now today I want to share with you the real difference between how an amateur reaches out and how an expert reaches out, because they can send the exact same number of messages and get completely different results. Now before we go there, I run a mentorship program called the BONT Club that includes an online course, weekly live group training sessions, and a community of like-minded web designers. So if you're serious about landing better clients through smarter outreach, I invite you to book a free strategy call with me where we'll map out the steps that you need to take and see if the BONT Club is a good fit for you. Now, first off, let's talk about why amateurs get ignored. Every freelancer hits a slow month, okay? And what separates an expert from an amateur is what they do about it, okay? Most designers wait around, tweaking their website and refreshing their inbox instead of acting. Experts get proactive, and outreach is the fastest way to get real feedback and get into real conversations with actual prospects. So instead of just polishing your website, instead of just, tweaking your social media or updating your profile picture, all of those things can help, but the main difference that will give you results, and good ones, is that you start being proactive towards getting clients. You can't afford to sit down and wait for clients to land on your lap, or you shouldn't also depend so much on referrals, because referrals are not in your control. So many freelance web designers freeze the time where they hit a sales slump or they hit a low month and they don't know what to do, and they get into panic mode and they start trying things that don't really help, when today there's prospects out there that might need your help. You just need to get in front of them and contact them. So first thing is having that mindset of, I'm going to be proactive, I'm going to go look for clients, and I'm not going to just sit down and cross my fingers and hope for the best. So number 2 is experts are picky, not pushy, okay? And this is really important. Amateurs are going to try to convert the masses, while experts are selective about who they reach out to. Not everyone is going to be a fit for you. Think about it, right? You offer a specific service, and just by offering a specific service, if someone asks you to do something different from that, you wouldn't be a good fit. The other thing is that amateurs reach out to strangers and try to convert really cold prospects into clients. Sometimes they try cold calling, sometimes they pitch via email, and those things can help, right? Of course, if you crank the numbers, sometimes you can land clients, but the best thing you can do is, for example, outreach to people who are warm in your audience. So imagine that you post a design and someone likes your comments, your work. That's a good person to reach out to, for example, saying, hey there, is there anything I can help you with? Or, if you have a specific question for me, just let me know, I'd love to help. Or if you have a project that you want to discuss, I'm here to help. And the other thing you can do in terms of being more picky is just reaching out to people within a specific niche and being specialized in that niche and claiming your expertise in that niche in your social media. So if you say, I focus on, helping landscape studios, and you reach out to a landscape studio and you have landscape designs, that's being more intentional, and you're going to have higher chances of getting a response than just reaching out to generic people out there in the market. Now, this is exactly what we do inside the BONT Club. You can book a free strategy call with me and we'll map out the steps that you need to take, see if it's a good fit for you, and take it from there. Check the link below. Now, number 3 is that experts warm the room first. So before you send a single message, you want to be active on the platform where you do your outreach. I rarely outreach to people that haven't interacted with me. So when someone gets your message, the first thing they do is they're gonna check out your profile. So if you haven't been posting in your social media and you have an empty social media account, or you have a work that you posted like 3 months ago, you're not really showing that you're proactive or that you're active in the social media platform that you're using. And so you want to be active while you're reaching out, and you want to do both things in tandem, both posting your work and reaching out. And then another way that experts warm up the room, right, or warm up the outreach, is by posting a profile picture of themselves, talking about who they are, talking about their values, right? It's not only about just posting your work and hiding behind the logo. You want to show your face, want to show that you're human, you want to show what your values are, why you care about other business owners, what type of impact you want to have in the world, right? So that people can connect with you in a human way, and that will make you stand out from the crowd of people who are just hiding behind an illustration or a logo, or they just don't want to show their faces. In a world full of bots, just showing that you are real is a huge advantage. Now, the fourth thing is that experts are human. Amateurs lead with a pitch, while experts lead with a real human connection, okay? I had a client who barely got replies from plain text emails until he switched to personal voice messages. He sent 10 custom audios and got 3 replies. He got interviews from that, and now he landed a 10K contract and another one that's gonna probably get to 13 plus. So he got 3 responses out of 10, which is incredible when some people get 0 responses out of thousands, okay? So if you just spam people, if you just blast emails to the internet, it's very unlikely that you're gonna get any responses, okay? And if you make it more human, if, for example, like sending a voice message, that will make it much more likely that you get a response. Why? Because people respond to humans, not to bots, okay? Especially high ticket ones. Now, number 5 is that experts diagnose before prescribing. Amateurs avoid calls because they want to jump straight to the sale. So they just offer their services and they expect people to say, oh yeah, let me hire you. Right? But experts are happy to jump on a call. Why? Because they want to diagnose. They don't want to just get into action mode immediately. A valuable zero pressure strategy call builds a massive trust and helps you diagnose before prescribing any solution. The worst thing you can do when you're reaching out is just saying, hey, I took a look at your work, or I took a look at your website, or I took a look at your business or what you're doing, and you're failing in this and this and that. And I would do this differently, and I can help you with that. You don't know, my friend. You don't know. So don't assume that you know what problems your clients have. Don't assume that you know what solutions they need before diagnosing, okay? Amateurs give advice, experts diagnose. Prioritize jumping on a call with your clients before telling them anything about what you would do for them. And on the call, you can focus on them most of the time and on understanding what are the problems, what are the goals, and what's the gap between where they are and where they want to be. Now, here are 6 tips to make outreach work for you. Tip number 1 is to detach from the outcome. Not every message will land, and that's fine, because you're planting seeds, not forcing growth. You cannot force a seed to grow. You're just planting the seed and you leave it there, right? Sometimes you might follow up, sometimes not, but you're planting a seed, you're planting a connection. You don't want to expect to get a sale right away, okay? Detach from the outcome and have a mindset of planting seeds that you're gonna reap eventually, okay? Tip number 2 is to treat outreach like a skill. Outreach will get sharper with every message you send. You can always improve 1 pixel at a time, like I say. So treat your first messages as data. And if you get 0 responses, try to keep your mind cold and treat that as data. It should tell you something, right? If after 10, 20, 30 messages, you get no responses, something's wrong. Don't just keep doing it, right? Until you get, well, of course, if you do 200, you might get 1. And sometimes you need to crank the numbers. But it's also good to be able to analyze and treat feedback as data. And no responses is feedback, okay? It's feedback that something's not clicking. And that brings me to the 3rd tip, which is A/B test your messages, okay? Test a long, test a short, and test a casual version of your message, and then send each one to a small batch of people and track the results, and then analyze what worked best, why. You want to have a scientific mindset. There's no specific formula, by the way. Don't believe people who tell you, oh, this is the formula that works every time, right? I don't believe that. There's no such thing as a formula, okay? There are boundaries and there are fundamentals and there are things that you want to consider, but there's no such thing as one formula that works all the time, okay? So you want to have a scientific mindset and test out the waters, test out different strategies, try a Loom video, try an audio message, try just doing a hero website for them, or a hero of a website and showing it to them. Try different things, right? A/B test and see what works best. And then tip number 4 is double down on what worked best. Once you have the data, right, once you tried several things and you tracked the numbers, then you want to analyze. You want to sit down and say, okay, what's working, what's not working, why? And then you want to double down on the ones that are working the best. Because basically, if you sent 10 messages with one template, 10 messages with another, and 10 with another, and option number 2 got you 30% results, while the other options didn't get you any, it makes a lot of sense to just double down on the one that worked, because then it is a numbers game. Once a ratio starts, it tends to continue, okay? Now, if you get no ratio or the ratio is really bad, then you need to review the strategy. You know what I mean? So just for you to understand what a good ratio is and what not, I would consider anything above 1 out of 10 a good ratio. Anything below that, I think, is not the best. It can happen, and sometimes you might need to, depending on the strategy that you're using, you might need to, again, compensate with numbers what you lack in skills and what you lack in trajectory. But in general, I think you should aim to at least 1 out of 10 getting a response. Now, tip number 5 is play the long game. Stay consistent, because some of your best clients will reply weeks later just because you kept showing up, okay? And mind you, everyone will read your messages. If they are normal people, if they are landing in the inbox, they will read it. So it's just a matter of time, and you're planting seeds. Don't expect seeds to grow from one day to the next, okay? But you can still get some results, because sometimes you will land in the inbox of someone that was actually in the right moment in their business where they needed a web designer. But you have to get pretty lucky. So keep showing up, keep doing it, play the long game. And then tip number 6 is to do it with agencies instead of business owners. If you need work fast, your best bet would be to tap on a stream of clients. And to do that, it's much easier to get interviews with agencies to work for them contractually. Why? Because they already have a stream of clients, and you can tap on that by working for them. Of course, you're not going to charge what you would charge if you would work directly for the client, but at least if you need work fast, it's a great way to get this type of contracts that I mentioned that my client Fernando got, where he got a 10K contract by outreaching and using audio messages and doing everything I shared in this video, okay? And by the way, the message you send, the words you send are not as important as the overall strategy, what I shared, right? Not being pushy, diagnosing before prescribing, and all the things that I shared in this video. So it's not so much about the words that you use and like, oh, let me hand you this template and just fill in the blanks. That's not necessarily, like, use your own words if you want. Just make sure that you're following the tips I share in this video, okay? Now, if you're ready to stop sending messages into the void and you want to start landing better clients and projects through smarter outreach, and you want to have a comprehensive strategy for your web design business, then book a free strategy call with me. I'd love to help and see if we're a good fit to work together. That's it for today, guys. I really hope you found it valuable. All the best with getting those clients. And as always, let's bridge the gap one pixel at a time.